I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
I'm Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
I'm Groot.
Hey there, everyone. Greetings, fellow Groots and whatnot. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive. That's
And
all that stuff
tonight,
translated from the beginning.
yeah.
That's all that was.
And tonight, we're talking Mr. Banks. Yeah. All right, BlueDragonFive. So tonight we are talking about the teaser trailer for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 that just got released last night. Much to our surprise, it was kind of like dropped sort of out of nowhere, if I'm correct on that, Dragon. Or was it announced anywhere else, or was it just kind of like, hey, here you go?
No, it was dropped out of nowhere. If anything, I would have expected this, soon with Rogue One coming out.
Why couldn't they have waited a week?
I don't know. Maybe that's what they're trying to.
Dragon. The magic of seeing a movie trailer for the first time in a movie theater is gone. Like, look, I could do a whole other podcast ranting about that very subject. Yeah. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. We're here to talk about something that is actually very awesome indeed. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the trailer. So, BlueDragonFive, before we get into our shot-by-shot analysis, just diving deep into this thing, what was your overall impressions of the trailer?
I liked it. It's showcasing a lot of really cool practical stuff. It's looking really good without really revealing anything about the film. So I'm all good for this one. This one's really nice.
The trailer has two clear standouts for me. Number one, Baby Groot looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I have some speculation about how the storyline for Baby Groot might go, and I want to save that for the very end. Number two, Drax just simply looks like one of the most fun characters in the history of film.
Drax is... I already loved Drax in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Now I love him even more.
We have seen maybe about a minute's worth of footage from him, from everything cobbled together from the two trailers, but it's just amazing. Like, Dave Bautista is absolutely going to steal this movie. I feel it. I feel it in my bones, man. Everything from Drax is just so on point.
Basically, Drax would make the ultimate Disney sidekick. You really would. Just put Drax in any Disney film, just as himself, and just see how it improves the film. Pinocchio.
Oh my god.
Maybe Pinocchio. A small Drax. What do you like? Small Drax or just regular sized Drax in Pinocchio?
I'd say just regular sized Drax hanging out with him, like Honest John and Gideon go up, like, no, you're not gonna get to this kid.
He's under the delusion that he is a cricket.
And then maybe, and then maybe in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, you replace him with Mickey Mouse. Or you replace
I think
Mickey
he'd be probably
him.
at his best in Peter Pan. You have him as Smee.
Oh no, oh god. Okay,
the Drax in a striped shirt.
We could go on and on with this. Oh god. Anywho, yes. So Drax is amazing.
Lilo and Stitch. Sorry, last one is Lilo and Stitch.
Oh god. Just him in a Hawaiian shirt. No. Drax would be, the tourist who has the sunburn.
I don't know, maybe, but I always think that. I mean, Lilo kind of comes first. I mean, Stitch, he'd make an awesome Stitch. You remember, Lilo takes an alien on as a pet. Oh, well, alien Drax.
Oh no!
Just saying.
Imagine.
I am Fluffy. It's like he basically
just imagine like the heartfelt, emotional moment with the Ugly Duckling book, like I'm lost. Oh, God.
Oh, it would be great. And he is lost as a character. That would be so befitting of him, though. I would, folks. If anyone ever just has the pipe dream of remaking Lilo and Stitch, I think it's one of the only ways you can make that work. Have Drax play Stitch.
And it'd just be like, he wouldn't even be credited as Dave Bautista. It'd just literally be Drax the Destroyer.
No, he's in the makeup and everything. The only difference is he might have, Stitch ears or something on him. He might have, something, reminiscent of Stitch. Maybe, the tattoos are blue. Maybe they painted the tattoos blue. I don't know.
So, Dragon, this whole rant that we got into right there, that whole tangent, that's, the perfect example of why I decided to finally merge all Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Pixar. It's all one thing under Talking Mr. Banks on the podcast. You know, no need to kind of confuse everyone and like, well, we'll talk about Star Wars on Main Street Cinema. No, Main Street Cinema is non-Disney films. Kickback Cafe is other non-Disney topics. And Talking Mr. Banks, finally, is just Marvel, Star Wars, everything under the sun. So, BlueDragonFive, with that in mind, do you want to rewind all the way back to the beginning and do a frame-by-frame on this thing?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so right there, I have some speculation. Well, not speculation, I want to note that in each of these trailers, these two, this is the second teaser trailer, of course. Yeah. These little gyroscope things, I keep calling them like gyroscope thingies. I noticed there are 5 of them, 5 guardians, 5, at least 5 guardians, 5 little gyroscope things, and these are kind of the big kind of standout kind of set piece in both trailers, so these things must be important.
Okay.
At least they might be.
I think the whole trailer really is edited around this whole set piece with the alien and everything. If you look into it, the editing, we'll get into that with the shot by shot.
Because like last trailer, we were just next to one of these things, and now it's kind of we're seeing an overview of like, okay, there are at least 5 of them.
So I think the trailer, I don't know, Dragon, what do you think of the trailer just starting so abruptly? Like, here's the things, here's that. Oh my god, giant monster.
I do think that looks really cool.
It does look cool, but I don't know, what do you think, though? To me, it was just kind of like, oh, shoot. Like, I almost thought I was missing something. It just started so abruptly the first time.
Well, I think the really smart move was kind of starting in the middle of it, play even better with, Rocket Raccoon just kind of like going over this thing you think is tying into the event, then it's revealed, no, he's saying, like, it's revealed that he's talking to Baby Groot.
Okay. I love the 2 figures. I don't really know who this is. Do you have any idea who this is? This looks like Star Wars.
Hold on a second. Okay, so Gamora in the foreground here, and then importantly, I just now pieced this together. So those little chest pieces they're wearing are jetpacks. That's what all of those are.
Right.
That's what they connect to. You have Star-Lord's up there because he has the trademark. I love Star-Lord and the gadgets and so on and so forth.
Actually, no, I see it's Drax because I can see his white makeup from the lighting.
No, it may be Drax because next shot I'm not sure his jetpack. I'm thinking he could lose it, so who knows? But regardless, Star-Lord is up there firing it into the monster's mouth right there. There's definitely Star-Lord.
I just love how there's so much going on in the shot. The fate of the universe lies on your shoulders.
The Guardians are being pursued by someone.
I love how colorful these ships are.
Yeah.
I love, like, the primary colors, you know what I mean? Like, the reds and blues. It's all very pretty. It's like Christmas, yeah. Dragon. It's like Christmas.
It's like Space Christmas, not Life Day.
Oh, my God. Now, whatever you do... Okay, no, you're right. It doesn't look like he has the jetpack there, but you're right.
It could be Mantis, though. Could be Mantis, or possibly Yondu or Nebula.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's some potential for it. We don't really see much Yondu in this trailer at all. He kind of had a couple standout moments in the first teaser. I think that's about this.
I think that's intentional because we get some stuff with the Ravagers in this, and I'll point that out when we get there. But first of all, let me just take a moment to acknowledge again I think this looks awesome, and I love more so when Drax is inside of this thing. It looks great.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that for sure. But yeah, just look at the detail on that, like all the teeth, like you're right. The CG on it looks, just the drool. It looks really good for sure.
So the Drax is jumping into this thing. It looks so
You know what it reminds me of, Dragon? I know you're not a big fan of the Pirates movies, but it totally reminds me of Jack Sparrow, like going head first into the Kraken's mouth. Anyways. Yeah. Anyone who's seen Dead Man's Chest knows what I'm talking about.
Good for them.
Oh, God, look at the lighting on that, too.
The lighting makes it look all the more real when you have that, because you kind of take out that little, like, your brain analyzing, since the flash of light's supposed to distract you, and it looks even better.
It's so Spielbergian.
Sure. So as Drax goes down the gullet of this thing...
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. So basically, we get the payoff of all the stuff, Rocket saying this is, like, super important, yada, yada, and we have Rocket instructing Groot not to push that button, because that button there, there's a countdown going on, but if they push that button, it's going to go off instantaneously, essentially. That's very important. Repeat it back to me. Oh my god, up close, Baby Groot looks amazing. Because bear in mind, we've seen at least two stages of Baby Groot. We saw from the first Guardians of the Galaxy, we see the very 2 to 3 stages of Groot. Because one is just he's a stick, he's on the ground and everything. Then you get the version where he's really a potted plant with little extending arms. Then the third one, of course, being during the end credits thing where he's he's a little thicker, he's kind of dancing around, but he's still a potted plant. Right. So now we're at a point where I believe this Guardians movie set 6 months after the first film. At least at whatever point we're seeing Baby Groot in.
Okay.
It'd be 6 months, which would be kind of the next evolutionary stage. He's on his feet, he's walking around, which is something we see in the comics when we get Tiny Groot. So this is very accurate, very faithful.
And might I just predict that Baby Groot is going to be the most damn marketable Disney character of all time, Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Just forget it. Forget BB-8, man. Baby Groot is going to be...
There is definitely a very high possibility that he's going to be the BB-8 of 2017.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Watch out, BB-8. Watch your back.
There's going to be Baby Groots all up in 2017.
I am Groot.
Again, this is just a great comedy setup here of just Groot now here's what I learned this. I was reading a little something here. It's been suggested that when Groot's growing here, the kind of take they're going with is that his maturity is also reflected in the growth. So he is literally kind of a baby, like a child in the understanding. So it's he still has the memories of Groot, but he's still just he's playing like a child in a way. He's still he's maturing as he grows. So he's not to the full he's a grown adult Groot, but still kind of a childlike demeanor. In this case, he's childlike and has the attention span of a child.
Let me ask you this, Dragon. Do you know anything about how they did the Vin Diesel voice? I would love to think that it's just Vin Diesel doing a natural voice.
I'm pretty sure it's just pitched up, Tiki. I don't see how else.
Pitched up a little bit.
Some people say helium. I would imagine helium can be dangerous if you inhale too much of it. I would just presume they pitched them up.
I would love to just think that Vin Diesel could just do it naturally. I mean, that may be just me being super optimistic about it because Vin Diesel, I mean, let's give credit for where credit's due. He's a pretty versatile actor. Well, no, not really. I take that back. He's pretty one note. But, god damn it.
It's a good note, though.
It is a good note.
Don't make it sound. I'm thinking of
Iron Giant, people. I'm thinking of Iron Giant.
You're making it worse, Tiki. Everyone loves Iron Giant. What are you saying?
Oh, God.
I just want to say I do not share Tiki's hateful views of Vin Diesel. I think he's really great in Iron Giant. I think he's also really great as Groot.
That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say he has versatility. Iron Giant shows he has versatility. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways.
I believe what he said, he makes the lines count, and that's obviously with I Am Groot 500 times in Guardians of the Galaxy. He makes that count, and here even pitched up.
I mean, what else do I need to say there? Come on.
I mean, even pitched up. I mean, you still have to kind of deliver kind of the cadence, kind of this kind of the boom of the vocal quality, even though it's pitched up.
So I love how panicked Rocket looks right there with, in his eyes and everything. No! At this point, it's just Rocket is just... I said it in 2014 with the original movie, and I'll say it again now. I think Rocket Raccoon is maybe the most convincing CG character we've ever seen, just in terms of pure emoting and just believing you don't even think he's just there, it's of course he can't be real, but you don't think about the CG with him at all. It works so well. It's so seamless.
In this scene, Rocket makes reference in the line when he's about to push a button here. He says, you're going to destroy the entire universe, pretty much saying, basically, whatever's said during the scene, he says the fate of the universe is kind of at risk here. It's in the balance, which means, in a less cliche way, but he mentions the fate of the universe is kind of up in the air, which means universe, that's an upgrade from the first Guardians film, is that we're kind of bigger scope on this one.
That's true.
Because it was a planet, now it's a universe.
I'm Groot. Just, oh my god, I am Groot.
So again, just like it's just great comedy. Just Rocket being frustrated grew to big nausea now. And first of all, let me
Okay,
mention
so
this is an awesome Marvel Studios logo thing they're doing here. How we kind of
I'm gonna make the joke that everyone else has made. Ooh, look, Doctor Strange hijacked the movie for a second. Ooh, psychedelic, trippy. Anyways, I'm sorry.
No, it's there's like the multicolored thing looks really nice.
And in all seriousness, oh my god. Okay, whoa, hold on. We have to go back.
Well, so
Wow,
much for the
sorry.
space bar.
It failed me, Dragon. The spacebar.
We're not talking about B. Arthur's wonderful establishment. We're talking about the
Oh
keyboard.
god.
So yeah, seriously, that logo looks really cool. Anyway,
I love the shot of all of them walking out. We saw a little bit of in the first teaser, but just the music, Dragon. The music. What is that? What is that song? Can you read it in the chat?
It's by a group called Sweets. It's called Fox on the Run, and I'm just going to assume it's like still of the era of Star-Lord's music. Otherwise, it'd be severely out of place. But again, I love it. This is most likely gonna, if not being the film, that's definitely like on the soundtrack. Like these are songs that are on Star-Lord's Volume 2. Again, there's one thing I want to note to you on this movie. I don't know if they're going to answer. It's very simple.
Okay.
It's not going to be in the world if they don't mention it, but still, it's going to eat away at me. Is that I want to know if he has the first mixtape or not. I want to know if he has 2 mixtapes or one.
I mean, I would like to think. I've always just kind of thought he just switches them out. You know, like he'll listen to the first one and then he'll listen to the second one.
Because we don't know, because after they defeat Ronan, you don't know how destroyed the environment is from, like, you don't know if, because it was in the cassette player. You know, it was in, not the one he's wearing right there. I'm talking about it was in, like, the ship's.
Look,
like,
if they just show that he somehow, you know, retrieved the cassette and it's a little beaten up but it's still good, I am totally fine with that. If it allows us to get hooked on a feeling into the movie in a diegetic kind of way.
Yeah, sure. Just again, I just want to know just to know, like, hey, all the stuff you like first, it's still kind of around, you know. You don't have to play it, just acknowledge that, you know, it's not destroyed. Again, I don't know how they do that naturally, but again, just more like a little visual thing. You're like, oh, look, there's the other one.
Well, like I said, I mean, just, you know, being serious for a second, I think one of the things that I personally absolutely love about Guardians of the Galaxy as a film, just as a film geek, you know, outside of being just a great superhero romp and action adventure and whatever, Dragon, I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy has arguably the best use of diegetic music in a movie ever, in terms of actually using the music, incorporating it into what's going on with the characters, what's going on in the story, what's going on in the environment. It's so impressive the way they do that.
Oh yes, again, that's the most important, the most impressive thing about Guardians of the Galaxy has always been just kind of how it's about character before it's about just hey, it's Marvel in space. It's always been about like again, you don't see Peter Quill. You know, as much as I love to see, you know, as much as I love the opening credits of Guardians of the Galaxy, we don't start there. We start with him on Earth, this little kid who just lost his mother. That's how we start that movie. You know, it's very. Sure. It's always a character piece, and that, you know, music right from the get-go. To you, the first moment is we have a song.
Literally, the first shot is the Awesome Mix Volume 1 in the, you know, in the cassette player. That's literally
the kid listening to the music, and we hear the music. So again, it's all linked on that soundtrack and that kid, and that's why, you know, it's what you love about Guardians of the Galaxy. And of course, then you meet your other favorite characters, but you know, it's all, you know, whoever. Many people have different favorites. Mine's Star-Lord. Other people, I'm sure, would be Drax and GROOT, and so on and so forth.
Oh, I think it's got to be Drax at this point for me. I mean, look at him, Drake. Come on.
He's so happy.
How can you say no to that? How can you say no to a face like that? That's all I'm saying. I mean, look at him.
It's so much glee out of battle.
And what I love about that, Dragon, is the first movie, he was very morose, but they played that up in a fun way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in this movie, he's just, oh my God, it's like he's taken the, you know, the sarcasm and the humor thing, but just notched it up to the nth degree. It's like he still doesn't have a real handle on how to use it properly, but he's doing his best. Let me go ahead.
Let me mention this. Just want to mention this later on. Might be a little bit more relevant. The Guardians of the Galaxy animated series, which just out of Marvel, whatever Marvel's got on these days, believe me, it's the best out of what they got on, whether you like it or not. So it's basically, even if you. Sometimes it's better than some episodes are better than others, but you know it's decent. And their Drax in there, however, is really well written. They stay true to the films. And it's pretty much it's an unofficial kind of sequel
Okay.
to the movie. They try to keep it as connected to the film as they can. Like they found a way to bring back Ronan via kind of magic and not magic.
Oh, God.
It's not magic, but I'm just trying to think kind of sci-fi. You know the kind of stuff they do. I forget what there was like a planet that brought people back. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, Drax is very consistently written. It's still like very consistent with this portrayal of Drax. He's very fun. He's a great kind of force of comedy in there. So everyone's pretty much consistent with their characters. Again, some better. I was like Drax is definitely probably one of the best parts of that show.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's carry on then.
Happy Drax.
So,
now, importantly, right here, so Rocket has just deployed a device, seemingly in a kind of a wooded environment. Importantly, here's I'm speculating about a point in the film here is that these are all Ravagers. I'm getting a sense that Yondu joined the Guardians, as the posters are kind of suggesting. All these Ravagers are probably led by Kragan. Kragan, who's Sean Gunn. That's James Gunn's cousin or his brother or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Point is, he was like the second in command, so he's probably leading the charge against Yondu and the Guardians, probably being PO'd after the whole troll switch from the first.
Okay, that's interesting. So there's going to be a whole
like Yondu might not want to.
Yondu's essentially going to betray all the Ravagers.
Yeah, basically, what if it boils down to this? I'm not saying necessarily has to, but for some reason, it's pretty likely that Yondu's going to turn on the Ravagers and kind of join the team Guardians of the Galaxy, like he originally was a member of. But regardless, it might be in direct reference to the ending of Guardians of the Galaxy. You look at it, it's like, hey, Yondu gives like a really awesome smile at that troll. I was like, I like that kid, even though it kind of screwed us over. And they're probably not going to be they'll probably stick up for Quill. Like the big defined motor, they probably can kill Quill, and he saves his life, and then he goes on the run with him, and he's like, hey, Yondu turned on us. Now I'm in charge. Let's go get him.
Oh, God. Okay,
something like
yeah.
that,
I can see it.
The point is, like, sticking up for Quill is what's going to now. He's going to have no place to go, and just Quill out, but nice and so is ours. Okay, Yondu, come on.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh, my God.
Raised you.
And I have a comparison for this shot right here, okay?
What do you got?
They need to enlist James Gunn to make a Galaga movie. Seriously, does this not look like live action Galaga to you?
Well, again, we've seen
It's totally live action Galaga. It's totally. I am not saying that in a bad way whatsoever, Dragon. I am saying that in the most loving way possible. This is live action Galaga, and it's amazing.
Well, it's impressive. More of a Tetris man than Galaga, so I don't know. I know you mean though. It's cool.
Wouldn't it be great if Tony Stark was like, at some point in Infinity War, oh my God, now we're actually playing Galaga in real life. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of reaching.
But seriously, that little kind of pursuit we saw just now in space, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, just oh my God, like like I said, it's just Galaga. That's all I can say about it, really.
My God, I love the Milano so much. It is a beautiful ship.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Okay, I love these titles.
Yeah, they're still sticking this. All the titles and all these these two teasers have been purple like this. That's kind of might be a little hint at something in the movie. That again, for some reason, purple might be a main color.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Gamora gets more to do in this one, which the fact that Nebula's in it might definitely kind of play. And of course, actually, we know she's going to be definitely more of a fixture because she's going to, her and Quill might have a storyline going on.
It seems that way, yeah. But so like I said, Dragon, it looks like the whole trailer's edited around this giant squid thing, or at least the majority of the trailer. I think that's good editing on their part.
I just wonder if it's going to be like kind of the big third act set piece or not. I don't know.
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the cold open.
That would be awesome, but again, those gyroscope things, I don't know. They seem important, so I can't, because this thing's guarding those or something. But regardless, you know what it could be? If it's, believe me, I'm all for opening the film or something like that. But if it's not, what it could be is this begins the third act, like the whole like Yondu and the Ravagers getting him on the ship.
I could see that, yeah. Okay. But like I said, at any rate, I like how the trailer's cut like this because it gives away very little about the actual film, and yet it definitely highlights all the characters, as we're about to see with Mr. Drax here. Oh my God, two amazing bits, Dragon. Two amazing bits coming up.
Well, real quick, I just want to mention.
You spaceship. Now,
Yeah,
of course, I'm assuming this is, of course, it's on the same forest planet that we saw the Ravager scene earlier. So definitely something going on there.
So you said Mr. Drax, I'm just thinking of Mr. Greg with Drax.
Mr. Drax.
Hey, Mr. Drax. Hey, Mr. Drax. Put on your slacks. Put on your slacks.
Oh God.
Hey, don't wield an axe, or else we'll end up on our backs.
This, let's just face it, Drax is my favorite part of this trailer, period. This might be my single favorite shot.
Yeah, I tell you what I love most about this. It looks so deliciously practical, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I was so wowed by this when I saw it, because we jumped into this is most likely the inside of the alien thing, because that's kind of the centerpiece of the whole thing. But still, just him cutting away at this thing, it looks so wonderfully practical.
That's all I can say. Yeah, that's the perfect way to sum it up. That's James Gunn at his finest right there.
Someone give James Gunn one of these anthology Star Wars movies. I'm not saying just because he does the orange. I'm just saying because he does space so well.
Okay, I love this shot because, of course, it's the backwards of the iconic rocket on Groot's shoulders.
Oh yeah, I never put that together.
You never put that together?
I don't know. I was so wowed by it. But yes, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad.
You might wrote it off as okay. Well, it's kind of cool, like rocket shooting guns and Groot's. They were put together like, oh my God, it's a reverse.
It's totally the reverse. It's totally like the mirror of Groot on rocket on Groot's shoulder. Yeah.
Oh, I feel so stupid, but so impressed at the same time.
And again, just look at the detail on Rocket's teeth, man. I mean, just tell me he doesn't look like a real animal in that shot. It's so impressive.
James Gunn has a raccoon. That's probably a big kind of specifier for him. Like, does it look like my actual raccoon? Well, if not, then you got to do better.
Oh my God!
Bring a real raccoon in here, man. I'll put him in a little suit. I'll have him do a film if you guys can't do it.
Okay, you know what? James Gunn needs to do the live-action Sly Cooper movie if they ever make one. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying Zootopia 2, maybe one of our bad guys is a raccoon who's like a master burglar. I'm saying like he runs a whole burglary ring. Basically, some bad guy with like an army of raccoons kind of stealing all around town.
It's just, the whole thing looks so fun, Dragon, and I think that's the key word for Guardians of the Galaxy in general is fun, right?
Yes. Well, actually, no, the word is awesome, but fun is the good second.
So, Baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
Oh my God.
I love that he's wearing like a little kind of Star-Lord kind of Ravager thing. Wearing like little tiny...
I love how the Ravager is just terrified of him.
I love that he's running for his life, and this was awesome too. Seeing a callback to the first one, where Groot's wrapping him up, making the arms extend. In this case, by the ankle. It's so cool.
And Dragon, it looks like even though Groot, the body is small, it looks like Groot can pretty much extend his arms just as much as he was able to as a full grown.
Yeah, bear in mind they're smaller tendrils, so they're probably not as strong as the other ones, but still as agile.
Oh my God!
Oh, God, that looks so great. Look at the little tongue and everything. Oh man, that is impressive.
Oh God!
Now, see, for a moment here. Now, again, this might play into our purple color scheme, just kind of the lighting inside this thing here, but more so. We don't know this. I presume this is Ego they're in. I presume they're in Ego, the Living Planet.
Oh, okay. Okay, I could see that.
Now, whether or not the character in question is still part of Ego or not, because we assume, again, the guy gets a costume, he's going to be separated from the giant planet, because planets can't really wear costumes last time I checked. But still, again, this all looks kind of like we're in the inside or close to like a planet's core or something.
Yeah, that's a good call, for sure. Dragon, I just this shot is beautiful. That's all I have to say. Just the composition of it.
I love this conversation because I love it when Quill and Rocket Raccoon get into these sorts of conversations. The whole no tape conversation.
It's very Abbott and Costello like.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. Now, Tiki, this, real quick, I gotta mention a story here. So I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy the animated series. I was watching an episode. It's completely random. I watch them sometimes. I don't make it like I haven't watched the whole season in order or anything. I was gonna watch some random episodes occasionally. And one of them basically was Star Lord. He goes back to Earth because they have to for the mission in modern day, which is cool. Which might again maybe foreshadow some stuff again in the movies at some point. Because eventually, imagine Avengers, they're gonna go to Earth at some point.
I think going to Earth is going to be like one of the major emotional moments for Star-Lord. And I think it's going to happen in Infinity War for sure.
Yeah, I'm predicting first half of Infinity War, however they're breaking that down, the Guardians are going to be on Earth. I'm predicting that's a big thing you do. It's
No, I don't think so. I actually
really?
like in terms of predictions, I think Guardians are going to be saved for part 2. I think part 1 is going to be like building up everything that like kind of having like Doctor Strange, Hulk, all those kind of Black Panther, all those guys coming together. And then part 2, I really think is going to be like, because everyone's waiting for Guardians in Infinity War, Dragon. That's the thing. That's the thing. Everyone's waiting for it. So you got to make them wait. Come on.
You know what? You're right. I'll tell you this. Real quick, I just want to correct my prediction. I think you're, Tiki, I'm going to redact what I just said. I think you're absolutely right. But here's what I think they're going to do in addition to that. So yeah, we over the years, I'm pretty like over the various times people talk about Infinity War, we've always been bouncing around when Guardians are coming to play in this two-parter. So I think it just kind of keeps going back for part 1, part 2. But I'm going to bet you this: if part 2 has the Guardians in it, the first part's going to be we're merging the big awesome card Marvel's been waiting to play, and they've been waiting for it. We're going to get some of the television crossover in part 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see it.
Think about this, guys. We can't give you both right now, but we're going to do first part, we can't give the Guardians just yet because you're gonna love it, and we're gonna save it. We got 2 trump cards. That one we're saved, and we can't do 2 trump cards in one thing, or else we're just gonna be plumb out for the next one. Not that they don't have more trump cards we don't even know about. I'm just saying again, we get Fantastic Four. I'm convinced, Tiki. I think they're planning on Fantastic Four for Phase 4. I think they're getting close to it.
I think so. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you on that.
I think Feige's been hinting at it, so I think there's he's poo-pooed the Avengers X-Men thing, which I know believe you don't need the X-Men would be too much. I think at this point, but
that's what I've always said. That's always been my stance on X-Men.
X-Men are their own.
I think it would muddy the waters too much.
X-Men are practically their own universe, and Deadpool's kind of right now. He's kind of the backbone of the X-Men.
Oh yeah. Oh,
they like it. I like it. I don't know if they do, but regardless, still Fantastic Four. That's the one Marvel needs, and I think that once they get that, remember, once they get that, they'll get the rest of space.
Silver Surfer, Galactus.
Yeah, remember, once they get Fantastic Four, they get all of space, with the exception of one alien race. Which the one alien race that's in the X-Men. Except for one alien race, they get everything.
Oh, anyway, let's do a single tier about that single alien race we're going to miss out on.
Yeah, the Shi'ar. Anyway, real quick, I got to mention this. So the whole thing I was bringing up with the tape thing of the Guardians going back. Sorry, I went on that little tangent, but Guardians on Earth kind of brings that about. The point is, they're on Earth, and Rocket Raccoon discovered tape, and he fell in love with tape.
Oh my god!
Because he realized how useful it was, and how they didn't have that in space, I guess. And he was he marveled at the usefulness of duct tape. So apparently, in this one, they're kind of going the opposite way. Okay, duct tape does exist in space.
So it's like Baymax with the Scotch tape.
Yeah, pretty much. Except it's more like just like
yeah.
Like Rocket takes like 20 at the end of it. It's like Rocket before they go back, he takes like 20 rolls of duct tape. So it's the most useful stuff ever. We're gonna take this.
Yeah, just really quick, Dragon. I love how there's this big epic space battle happening in the background.
It boils down to a conversation.
Exactly. A conversation about tape.
That's what Guardians is. That just epitomizes what Guardians is about. And here's my favorite part of this conversation. Once we got back here to what Groot's doing, but like just as they're kind of arguing about it, from off screen, we hear Star-Lord saying, "You're wasting a lot of time here."
Right.
I love when Chris Pratt yells at Rocket Raccoon. I don't know what it is. Like the whole, what's the bot's gonna do? I'm just gonna. I need to put in something. God, I love Chris Pratt so much in these films.
If anyone's gonna have tape, it's you.
You have an atomic bomb. And Groot's getting in some mischief here, or he's got a plan. One of the two, either way.
Well, my theory is that he has to take that somewhere that only he can fit into, and that's where he's going. That's my theory on it.
That's fair. Now here at Tiki, I'm going to say, I'm going to prep this moment here. So again, this is all good and it could have ended here, but as in Marvel's fashion, what they like to do, most trailers like to do, they like to have like a little thing at the end, like again, like the films, kind of a post teaser thing. Now, all this is good stuff too, but kind of stuff we've kind of generally seen before. But right here,
I love this song. The song really works.
We'll hold that
with the volume 2.
Hold that shot. Okay, so I'm gonna build this real quick. So again, I was my favorite, probably one of my favorite things in this trailer is the big kind of, not just for the gag itself, but I tell you, I'm just so impressed by the introduction, seeing this character. We knew this character was coming, and just seeing how she looks. And Tiki, I'm just amazed how she looks now. They pulled off her power in this. Oh, she looks awesome. I don't know anything about this character. I'm just saying I just love this.
Oh yeah, I've looked up images of the comic, and she looks absolutely spot on. I agree.
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about her. I've seen her, like, again, but they bring up who's in it, you kind of look her up a little bit, so you see what we're kind of angling for here. And they had some concept art. Anyways, here we go. Mantis! Yeah! Oh my god, she looks, how practically wonderful she looks. She's got the antennas, she's got some cool looking eyes, she's got the outfit, the green outfit, like that. She usually looks, oh, it's great. I love this little touch associated power.
I love the unique voice.
Yeah.
She's kind of got like a Kristen Shaw kind of quality to her voice a little bit.
I guess.
Maybe that's picking errors. It sounds very unique, very unique and bubbly,
Remember, guys, I just love it. One, she sounds very pleasant, but two, I love how just kind of like it's. First of all, I love this set. The sets are great in these films. This set looks, it's like a nice little kind of loungy white chaired area. Also, there's Star-Lord's new shirt if you haven't seen it before.
Oh yeah.
I love this. For her. And then Drax. Oh god. It's so
I could just pause on like every single facial reaction that Drax has right here. It's just priceless.
Oh boy, so Drax here, he's just, again, now the setup of this was in the previous trailer, the whole, like, you dance, you dance, she doesn't. And,
Yeah, sure.
You just need to find setup. And again, that was my favorite part of that first teaser, because I love it's such a genuine, nice moment between two of them. He just gives Quill a hug against his will, and says, I didn't say I want a hug. And here's just the payoff. Drax knows how he's feeling. I love the idea that they're putting out here, that Drax is going to be kind of Quill's kind of romantic confidant on the side of this
totally,
which is going to be awesome. And just the idea that Drax knows this stuff is going to give him advice. Because remember, Drax was married. He knows romance.
Definitely, right.
He would be the guy that Quill would talk to. He talk to Rocket. Rocket doesn't know any of this stuff.
Oh my god.
I love just Quill's trying to play.
The rest of this podcast is just going to be us laughing hysterically at Dave Bautista.
This is just so much like, it's like grade school. It's so adorable. Like, you can picture these guys as like little kids in this series. It's like Quill's playing down the playground, or someone just reveal like who he likes, and Greg's like, "Oh my god, that's hysterical!" And then here's the thing I really like coming up. I love Gamora's reaction. It's so cute. She's like, "Oh, she might have a crush on Quill." She's flattered.
You must be so embarrassed. Oh my god.
Think you're overreacting this morning.
This is absolutely what I was trying to get across when I was talking about how, it's like Drax is trying really hard to do the sarcasm and the emotion and the Earth mannerisms. He's just taking it up to 11, and it's of course it's going to stand out. You know what I mean? But
yeah, Drax has evolved. He's trying to get grasp on the stuff he didn't do in the first movie, as you would.
I love it.
And he's kind of getting it, but at the same time, kind of not.
Exactly. It's so good. It's so natural. Oh man!
And I tell you, this to me is like the cutest thing. I love these episodes on how she plays this coming up to this little. Oh, she's not shooting them down. I love that. She's kind of flattered. Oh, it's adorable.
Also, Dragon, I don't know. I really think that the makeup on Zoe Saldana looks a lot better than it did in the first movie.
It definitely looks like it's been
There's
upgraded.
a lot more detail to it for me.
Yeah, if you notice, she has like these silver, silver markings on the face, and basically what they are, they're the cybernetic things that she has. But you didn't really get to see them a lot in the first. So you're right about that. They've upgraded, and it does look even better. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, I'm rooting for these two kids to get together. Are you?
Oh yeah. Oh sure.
Yeah.
Do me.
I love his laugh. He can't get it out.
In this moment, when I first saw this movie, I was just like, "Oh my god, is this real? This looks too fun to be real." This
honestly,
it's amazing.
honestly, Tiki, I think we're at a place where we just, if just don't get me wrong, we're very thankful to have these elements, but if we didn't have any action at all, I think these characters together just be a movie enough. I'd say
Oh, I
it.
would watch these characters like doing the whole trope of like, no, you stay on your side of the apartment.
Just give me here's just give me Galactic Seinfeld. Just give me Galactic Seinfeld, but with a more direct relationship between Quill and Gamora. Just give me that.
God. I love it. I love it. Okay, Dragon, any speculation you want to get out before we sign off?
Yes, I have one thing to speculate on.
Go ahead.
Here's my thing. So again, it's because we mentioned Ego Living Plan. Again, the cat's out of the bag, and according to James Gunn himself is going to confirm this. So I'm going to take it on James Gunn's word. We're going to measure him as a director because Christopher Nolan's done tons of stuff like this in the past. Like when you kind of either denounce or announce something and say, well, especially Zack Snyder, I should say, he's when you say, "Oh, believe me, you haven't seen anything from the movie." We saw Zack Snyder quite lie when he said, "Hey, you didn't see anything in the trailers."
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be tons more you didn't see.
Oh man.
But in this case, James Gunn swears up and down, knowing the Ego Living Plan is not spoiling half the stuff, which so far seems consistent so far. Regardless, I'm speculating one thing about Ego Living Plan, about Star-Lord's dad.
Okay.
I'm still speculating, just for bringing it up again, is I think with maybe a twist on it. I think there's a chance Star-Lord's father is linked to the Soul Stone, the last Infinity Gem, which would explain how it can go from human to planet.
Right.
If not, and what they could do, because this character is also linked to the Soul Stone, but even if it's not, it could still be this also, that regardless, his father could be Adam Warlock, and after they visit the Collector, connected in the film like this. After he visited the Collector, the cocoon carrying Adam Warlock was broken, so maybe he's seeking Star-Lord again to thank him.
Oh, wow. Okay, I like that theory a lot.
Or he sends out a beacon to, like, basically he's looking for his son. They kind of go there to visit him or whatnot, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Star-Lord finds out his dad's not a good guy like he thought it was, because in the comics, that's the way it goes. And bear in mind, they're doing it. He's not the same father he is in the comics, apparently.
Right.
But regardless, I'm just saying that usually the dynamic is Star-Lord finds his father, and his father's a real douche. But usually it's like a royal, like kind of like a Game of Thrones type society.
Which is honestly kind of like I'd say that's a trope with animated sequels. Like we saw that in something like Madagascar 2.
Well, no, his father wasn't remember, they just had like kind of legacy issues. It wasn't like he wasn't a bad guy. He was Bernie Mac. Come on.
No, I'm not saying he was a bad guy. You're twisting my words. Anyways.
Anyway. Point is, that Adam Warlock reveal could be cool, like, because we still don't know these specifics of Star Wars. We just know that apparently it's Ego Living Plan, which sounds the most bizarre confirmation ever. But like, how can Star-Lord's father be a planet? A living planet. How does that
happen? Oh God, I so many sex jokes I could make, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to acknowledge that there's a lot of sex jokes I could be making right now.
As could I. Not as many, but still I can make them.
Oh, no, you know that I have. Yeah, anyway.
Yes, I know.
Dragon, I have some speculation about Baby Groot here.
What do you got? Throw him out.
So I think that they're going to be like really stretching out this Groot thing through Guardians, Infinity War, and then to Guardians 3. And I think basically we're going to see Baby Groot evolve into Kid Groot in this movie. So Kid Groot is essentially going to be kind of like, like he's going to be more full size. Like I would wager to say Kid Groot maybe might be a little bit taller than Rocket.
That's fair.
Like maybe the size of a normal kid. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, let's see. 6 months gives us this Groot, and another 6 months would be like twice the size.
But I'm saying, like, maybe we'll see him sprout into Kid Groot in this movie. And then, so maybe in Infinity War Part 2, could you imagine Kid Groot growing into Teenage Groot, and then Teenage Groot essentially having, like, a big meltdown, like a big hormonal meltdown that results in, like, a big, like, hallway scene. You know what I mean?
I'm going to meet you halfway on that theory,
okay.
halfway. In that, the elements what you're throwing out there, I think could definitely work and could definitely play into some really cool stuff. So imagine.
You know what I'm getting at? You know what I'm trying to get at here?
I think
involving, like, every movie, Groot is going to be slightly different.
Yeah, so basically, let's break it down real quick. So I think a way it could go, definitely, if they wanted to not do that, they would just probably have at the end, like in the third act, he sprouts in the full group to save the day. It's always a possibility, right?
That's always I totally acknowledge that. That's odds are, if I'm betting, man, I'd probably bet on that. You know what I mean?
Now, again,
So
what they could do, now I'm going to meet you halfway, Dig, on two things. So again, if they didn't do that, which again, that's always kind of likely, it's always a possibility. What they could do is save that for Infinity War. Think about it. Groot, don't worry, I'm still saying he matures along the way, so he gets a little taller by Infinity War. So at a certain point, imagine like during the conflict, just the kind of like a big surprise of all the other Marvel characters. Oh my God, he's a huge tree now. It's a way of getting a giant man reveal again, but through their discovery of the group that we saw in the first Guardians that we haven't seen in a while. If they do stretch it out like that, and if you wanted to, if you have a teenage Groot in Infinity War, if you do, what you could do is during that meltdown, meltdown's going down, like maybe Rocket gets injured by Thanos.
okay,
he has his meltdown. It gets basically, what if it's linked to emotion? If not, basically you could mix it like a
it's got to be linked to emotion. It's got
basically an emotional kind of teenagers kind of being prone to emotion.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you link Rocket or someone gets hurt that he cares about, and then he goes full, maybe even bigger, a little bit bigger, because Groot he can range from like there are various artist interpretations of like how Groot is. Sometimes even bigger. Sometimes he's as tall as the Hulk. So again, you can go various directions with Groot. So maybe that just kind of sprouts him into an overdrive.
Actually, now that you mention it, I would absolutely, one of my kind of wish fulfillment things for Infinity War is Groot versus Hulk.
Well, which in the animation we have seen in some of the less than savory animations we've seen sometimes.
Oh God!
Well, again, sometimes it's like in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, we've had some good stuff and other stuff not.
I'm just saying, on the big screen, like with these interpretations, that would be wonderful. Like Mark Ruffalo versus Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah, that would be delightful.
anyways.
I can't wait to see some of the reactions, like like Thor's reaction to it.
And then my other theory, Dragon, is that maybe once we get to part 3, and God, this is going to tug at your heartstrings, but maybe
Guardians 3.
Yeah, Guardians Part 3. Yeah, right,
okay.
Right. Volume 3.
Right. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Groot is grown like old, like we get old Groot?
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I could definitely see like an old wilted Groot. That would be very impressive. I'm trying to think of
maybe if they actually like killed him off in a very kind of tasteful kind of way, where he essentially becomes part of the environment, in a circle of life kind of scene.
Would you have him have a son?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That'd be a way of keeping Groot alive, but be Groot the next generation. Right. But it'd be coming from
the original Groot that we've been knowing, and we've seen through Guardians 1, and then we've seen him grow through the full cycle, through essentially like the trilogy of Volume 2, then Infinity War, then Volume 3. Okay. I'm saying you could get some real pathos with that, man. That's all.
I'm going to throw two things at you here, and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Now again, Tiki, there were some different interpretations. In the animated Guardians of the Galaxy show, they had a really moving background for Groot. So basically, the reason that Groot is the way, Groot is very special, and he's the last of his kind in the animated Guardians of the Galaxy show, which means there are no other Groots. Now, they could still just have it unofficially be kind of what Groot's backstory is here, which again will make kind of his passing on more meaningful, and he can asexually produce, and again keep the Groot kind of legacy going on if they ever did that for Guardians 3 or so on and so forth. Or they could have it. Now, tell me if this is going to do for again. One, you could have like he meets kind of a female Groot just during the course of a movie, and then if he kind of dies at some point, it's kind of mixed in with kind of like again, just kind of, I don't want to get too explicit or anything, but just kind of plant. Point is, and in his death, like there's still like a baby Groot that's still like coming from two Groots. Or you can go last round. I'm gonna throw out here. If the race isn't extinct, Groot, maybe we go to Groot's home planet for the third one.
I like the Groot's home planet. I also like the idea of just Groot, like old Groot, dying into the ground, becoming like a tree, becoming an actual tree, like a fossilized tree, essentially. And but I like the idea of him just asexually sprouting life, like a little bulb pops out in its place, and it's a little baby Groot. I don't know.
Well, how heartbreaking would it be if in Infinity War, if Thanos just like punched Groot and then just like there's no trace of him left, it's just all dust.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying all sawdust, as in like it wasn't just like there's no thing of him to reconstitute. And that's like the big is the Agent Coulson death of the third
Oh
Avengers.
no. Oh Dragon, don't. Oh no. Oh no. And
But seriously, can you imagine
what if
it?
you don't even see him as like full size Groot again? It's just like nope.
I'm saying think about it, Tiki. I'm gonna throw this at you.
Or what if it's like right as full size Groot appears, and everyone in the audience is like, "Yeah, all right, Groot," and then Thanos is just like, "Nope, I'm gonna shut that shit down."
That's what I'm saying. Let me leave it a little bit
Okay,
here,
go
just
ahead,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Okay, Infinity War Part Two, the Groot side of things.
Oh god.
So basically, the Avengers meet the Guardians in the beginning, so they're kind of plotting a plan to take down Thanos after all the bad stuff happened in the first part. We got to figure out a plan to take down this guy, have your reactions, and they're getting to know people, and Groot's kind of like Groot's beloved by everyone after they get to know him. They're like, hey,
Oh, of
it's Groot.
course, of
Like, the
course.
point is, like, as they're working together, they kind of like us, the audience, they develop fondness for Groot. And then again, all the bad stuff, and like Rocket kind of gets injured at a certain point, and then he does the whole thing where he kind of like a giant man, sort of Hulk, like basically Hulk and giant man reveal combo. He then sprouts the full Groot, and then he's going on to attack Thanos, and then the thing you just said happens basically. This is the kicks off the third act, atomize the dust, and then the Avengers get really. It's just. I'm saying, what if that kicks off the third act? Like, hey, you think this is the conventional thing we're expecting? Is okay, Big Groot's going to help save the day, and nope, Thanos is that big a
That's what
deal.
I'm saying. Exactly, exactly.
And then it's going to be, I'm saying, I personally, I would like Captain America to strike the final blow. It's just me, though. But, point is, like, again, the Avengers really.
Gamora.
Hmm?
I said perhaps
Oh,
Gamora.
Gamora would be, it'd be great if Gamora. Actually, it should be Nebula, because Nebula has a very important role in this. She's trying to steal the. Oh, God, what if, like, Gamora chops off Thanos' hand?
That'd be great.
Seriously, because remember, all the Marvel movies in Phase 2, they love doing the Star Wars thing where there's always a dismemberment in each of the films. What if Thanos was the ultimate dismemberment of the Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh, I could see that. I could see that.
And then, like, Hulk delivers like a giant smash that breaks the Infinity Gauntlet, and all the gems are kind of, if not scattered, the point is like the gems are like kind of there. And then we have like the way it goes in the comics are that the Marvel brain trust of like certain characters like Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, and certain characters. Again, so there's some X-Men involved, so I don't know who they have the rights to. The point is, certain characters withhold the Infinity Stones.
Mhm.
Anyway, the point is, I'm saying it all built like a really awesome thing, and being at the cost of Groot, and that'd be kind of like the big kind of somber thing of like, hey, you folks, we gave you like you had your TV crossover, either Netflix and your Marvel television crossover in the first part. We got the Guardians, we got everything we could throw at it, but it comes at a cost. The cost.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like we'll give you like that'd be them playing with the emotion. We're gonna give you everything you've ever wanted. We're gonna give you the chocolate. We're gonna give you the chocolate factory, but we're gonna give you the chocolate factory. We're gonna have to unfortunately take away Gene Wilder. That's what we're gonna give
Oh
you.
god! Oh no! Oh no! Oh god!
Well, I'm just saying again, it's the beloved figure that we all adore. Basically, it's kind of the wooden version of Gene Wilder.
Wow. Okay, Dragon. I think that's a
I
good place to sign off
I know it's a
on.
bizarre comparison, but think about it for a second.
Okay. Any final thoughts, Dragon?
So yeah, Guardians definitely. Guardians 2 is going to be definitely hot on my radar for 2017. So far, I'm just trying to think because I know eventually we're going to point like, hey, it's the new Spider-Man show. This is going to be the most amazing film for 2017. But I don't know. Guardians 2 so far is at the top of my list. But then again, I keep forgetting about Thor 3 because that's going to be even more amazing. It's going to be a buddy road trip. It's going to be 2017 is going to be action packed. On Marvel is going to clean up in
I think
2017.
2016 was definitely a little slow with the blockbusters. And 2017, and then of course, Dragon, you're forgetting about episode 8 as well. I mean, come on.
Wait, is that 17?
Yeah, that's 17.
Are you sure?
I am dead sure.
Who swarms 18?
No, episode 8 is December 2017.
Wow, that's going to be a lot of competition.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Guardians versus Star Wars.
And then, of course, we've got 2 Pixar movies in there as well. We've got Cars 3, which actually looks pretty promising based on
Coco.
the teaser. And Coco, yes. So,
Oh boy, it's
lots of competition.
wish there was like a betting pool of the success rate of blockbusters. And I wish there was like a Hollywood stock market.
Okay. So, thanks for joining us, folks. We'll certainly be looking forward to this movie, and of course, bringing your thoughts on it when it comes out and everything. Yada yada yada. Dragon, I say maybe we should do a podcast on the full trailer when it comes out. After that, I don't really like to get into like, oh, full trailer number 2 and all that. I kind of like to let the trailers speak for themselves after that, but. Certainly, I think when the first full trailer comes out, whenever that's going to be, we'll do one more trailer breakdown. So,
Yeah, learn that the Harway and Suicide Squad, you had nothing to say on the second one.
oh god. Anyways, I am Groot,
I'm Groot.
and I am Groot.
I'm Groot.